Well, we only missed the tip, Ronnie, but it went straight out of bounds. I'm sitting on my cord.
Yeah.
We're on.
There we go.
Game 2, apologies.
Just catching up with players and everyone.
Oh, it was a very small break to go and get a drink and go to the loo. So we are underway here, though. Smithton get the first basket against the high-performance team. And is that Brasendale immediately into a state uniform?
Yeah, yes. Yes, it is.
Coco Aaron as well.
Yes, there's a few players doubling up. That was the same yesterday with the ball, with the men. Charlie Kay puts it to the floor.
Back to Brasendale and turn to Aaron in the corner.
And then, and a rebound. So
apologies on the team list there. We will get there. What number are we looking at, Ronnie?
6, JB.
Hippolyte, I think.
Hippolyte, yeah. So,
apologies in advance.
I was going to say, there's some. Just look at some of the surnames here.
We are by no means the.
So that was Walker's number 13. Now number 10 is. I don't.
Let me look there.
Are you?
Savannah Owl.
Savannah Owl.
We'll go with Owl.
Okay. Rightio.
We will work that one out. Yep. Apologies, but we are game 2 of 3 on the show court.
Yes.
The state of high performance team, BTAS High Performance versus Smithton.
That's
and
right.
Of course, as Ronnie mentioned, you'll see a lot of double ups here across the high performance team.
Absolutely. Is Banks now Murray. So Murray puts it up. Can't get it to go.
Over the top there.
33 is Morgan French. There, so it's and of course Kurt Ahern coaching the Smithton side as well too. Of course, everyone in the basketball circles would know Kurt pretty well. So good to see him making his kind of state league coaching debut as well too, as that's Thorpe, by the way.
Thorpe loses a handle there. Beck Rumley, and we have a twin on the court.
It'd be Joe.
That does look like Joe.
Yep. So Joe Woolcock. So now Thorpe.
It'll be interesting to see how some of these high performance girls go.
Can't get that one to go.
Misses that one. Charlie Kay with the ball, and she was pivotal for Burnie this year as well in the NWBU. Brasendale inside.
Kick out.
That's one thing you'll see with the BTAS team, and I mean, you would have noticed yesterday with the men's, Ronnie, and certainly the viewers, it's ball movement, it's getting through sets, and it's execution, and that's one thing that a lot of these girls are very good at, and guys as well certainly translates to their game, their ability to execute.
Absolutely, and the other thing too, JB, Nick Martin utilising his timeouts very well. We had to give him credit because, you know, once it got out to a small margin, timeout, reset, refocus, and then they made a run, got back into the game quite well. So, again, we really thought that, you know, Nick Martin did a good job coaching-wise yesterday. Yeah,
he certainly, you know, and that's one thing that I do give him. It's the ability to just kill momentum and not let it get out of hand. It's a good read, and it's certainly something in the coaching clinics, Ronnie, that you and I have filmed. As that's a nice long corner shot, no good there. It's knowing when to take a timeout. It's the smart time to take a timeout. As that one goes back into play, actually. Nice save there.
So that's Walker here with it. And she's got Brasendale rejected by Brasendale. Get that out of here, she says. And Smithton to get it back.
Yes, big block there. Second of 2 games. If you haven't seen the first one yet, it was Kingborough in a big win. And I, having spoken to those girls, very, very happy with their result there over Launceston. And an interesting weekend, I'd say, for Launceston, who certainly wouldn't have had the results go their way that they expected. Oh, no-look pass into the post.
So Walker down low, over Kay. Can't get that to go. And then Morgan French tried to get that one, but couldn't.
Yeah, deflected that one out of bounds. I don't think I've ever... So a lot of things I've seen in basketball, Ronnie. I've never seen a around the head, no-look entry pass to the post. Nonetheless, we've seen it now.
Yes, we certainly have.
High-performance team with the ball. Zoe Banks takes a nice long 3 there. Misses that one.
Again, so Banks has been in pretty good form too at under 22, playing with Glenorchy as well as Coco Aaron taps that one out of bounds.
Yes, and I don't know whether that's a permit or a permanency there either, Ronnie. I'm hearing that could be a permanency thing. We'll see how that goes. But
may need to talk with Coach Daniel Saville at some stage and get the latest on that.
She had a very good SBL season to close out and was key for the Southern Wolves in the finals. And, she's certainly been a real good leader and a good foundation piece at the moment for the Spartans 22s.
So Walker once again off glass gets the 2 to go.
4-zip run here, and I just sense Nick Martin a little bit frustrated at the moment. He wants his girls to, just get some successful execution offensively here. No, they've only conceded 4 points in 2 minutes, but it's getting it on the other end that's hurting them at the moment.
So Murray into Brasendale.
That's
and
too long.
Yep, 3-second violation. Substitution being made. Daniel Sauer on the bench for this game.
Yes, he is. He is
on the scorer's table.
I have been reassured that the score bench will run smoothly with Daniel there.
I've been told they don't want to be faulted for anything.
No, that's what I mentioned. I also spoke about how lovely and kind we were to the bench personnel of the previous game. Ball out of bounds there.
Absolutely.
But it's been not a bad day, Ronnie. Actually, you know, it's not nippy at Kingston, which it is known to be. That daylight savings is really helping. It's, you know, probably a little bit humid actually. That sunshine and rain combination.
Kay
nearly
lost the handle there, but Kay able to recover.
Well, she's a ball of energy, Charlie Kay. Zoe Banks down the lane was contact.
Shoot a foul. The line for 2. That looks like it's going to be on Walker. So Zoe Banks to the line for 2. So Banks misses the first. I say a second game of 3 today. It was a marathon day yesterday with the 6.
Yeah, some of us had to sit at work.
Yes.
The rest of us actually had to go to the RSL and just serve beers. Ronnie was the only person actually working yesterday.
Yes, a long day. Good 12-hour day here yesterday, but glad we're back here again today, backing up. Another big weekend of basketball. Of course, the State Under-10 Championships also happening in Launceston as well too. So
yes, Basketball Tasmania well spread out.
Yes.
Nick Martin just wanted his defender to stay on the ground there. And could sense some frustration.
Savannah Aou went to the drive and she's going to the line for 2. Does Eliza Vanderkamp want a post-game interview? That's what I'm looking for.
Nope, she's shaking her head.
Shaking her head. Okay.
A timeout's been taken here. It looks like that would be a Nick Martin timeout.
Yeah, so Nick obviously not happy with something, so he's going to...
His hands are clapping, but it's not out of joy.
No, certainly not. So 4 plays 1 at the moment. Early stages in this game.
Very early stages. 5-12 remaining, and that's something that's been interesting I've noticed throughout those games, Ronnie. If it gets to the halfway point of the quarter, these teams are not afraid to just take that little time out and get that spell.
That's right. And, for Nick Martin, it's more to... And as I was saying to Glenn yesterday, we overheard a bit of a conversation where Nick's talking about to the 2 new BDO officers that are now here in the state. This weekend's all about learning and trying to understand the structure. It's kind of a newish kind of group that they brought in this year. So
a big part of State League, Ronnie, particularly with these BTAS high-performance teams is, there's a lot of exit and entry. There's a lot of athletes who are finishing their time with BTAS, but there's a lot of athletes who, still have 2 or 3 years but are coming into that senior level of high performance and certainly heading into, the last of their 16 and 18 nationals. So, as you mentioned, it's coming in, it's learning the structure, but it's also growing as a team.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it too, as I mentioned, for girls that are coming and guys who are going out of the programs and going further on their basketball as well, it's allowing them to have a nice, friendly exit process, particularly if they've had a nationals that wasn't too great, if they got a result that wasn't theirs, it allows them, to gel with the team, still have a bit of fun, but still play some serious basketball. And as we saw a couple of years ago, the BTAS high-performance women shocking the State League and going all the way.
They certainly did. We were there for that game. It was a great game to call as well too. So the ball getting moved through sets of hands here. So now the ball with Kay. She puts it to the floor, tries to go middle.
Step through.
By Walker and
done with the travel. Yeah, she did have a bit of a shuffle of the feet as she went in there as Master William makes his way past.
He smiled.
It's about the only thing I can quote from Fresh Prince.
I was going to say, yesterday, a funny moment, he tried to flex to us at the camera and the camera was never on him.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I thought you were taking a dig at the fact that the gym's not paying off for him. But
no, that literally happened and me and Glenn just started laughing.
Do you have a spare SD card?
Yes, we
will.
Good. Yes,
excellent.
Don't worry. We're making sure that we'll get all 3 games onto the SD card here today.
Because exporting off the camera is a pain.
Yes, it is. Meanwhile, the shot went up there by Edwards.
Thought that was going to be a pass there, but managed to get that one up.
So Tammy Edwards out on the floor there for Smithton. Of course, great to see Smithton in the competition here as Kay puts up the shot and off glass, gets it to go.
Nice banker. That's the first really good look and make that BTAS have had.
They're really trying to exploit that middle there. I think because Smithton are small and not knowing the experience of these ladies as well too, it'd be interesting to see how BTAS kind of tackle this, especially with 4 to go.
Well, I think for a couple of things too, Ronnie, the idea that if they do export that middle and really force the Saints to collapse there, particularly with some of their size, that they're just not going to be able to get back out on the perimeter with their sharp shooting the BTAS have. That's deep.
Charlie Kay can't get that 3 to go. And ball go back. Last touch by Anu.
Yeah, 3:40 remaining here. 5-3, so very much a stark contrast to the game we saw before.
Substitution, so that will be Ella Cobbing coming in for Coco Aaron.
Only 8 people on the bench for BTAS, who normally run a 10 to 12 person substitution. That'll be 5-second violation. And Nick Martin's not going to be... and there he is. He's saying needing that screen to open the receiver up and just allow the passer some freer and certainly more options.
Yes, Nick Martin really, and then
there's contact there, and he's. I tell you what, that I'm going to call that chair Bobby Knight very soon. I think. I doubt that's going to happen, but I can sense the frustrations there of Coach Martin.
Yes, certainly not what you want here because it's such a slow start too from the high performance team. And they need to get moving.
And that's a mental thing too for both sides, that because it's a sluggish game, they're now going to prepare for a sluggish game. And trying to get the tempo up, and indeed your skill setup's going to be tough.
So Banks finds an opening. Good hands by Anu.
And I think she just wanted probably a bit of a foul there. She thought she had the easy drive in. Now, where's that screen? There it is. Charlie Kay open for 3.
Not there.
Not the result, but much better execution on that inbounding play. And Coach Martin certainly, he's not happy with the overall result. I don't think he can complain on how that one started out.
So the ball with Brick. I'm hoping I got that right. Ball goes out of play. Substitutions here. So Claire Murray coming in for Zoe Banks.
2 Southerners exchanging spots.
So Edwards to restart. Here's a new.
He's got that high post option. Good double there by Kay.
Yes, Kay.
And Claire Murray cleans it up. Now they've got a break here, BTAS.
Yes, they certainly do here.
3 on 2, 4 on 2.
Cobbing. Now Murray for 3. Can't get it to go. And good work there by Cobbing, but ball has to be kicked out here. And Kay goes up.
And finish.
Gets it to go. She'll go to the line for 1. Nice work there by Charlie Kay.
Yeah, very nice there. And, I think, they were probably a little hesitant. I think they were a little worried with their first bit of offence there. Had a 4 on 2 attacking the rim and then all of a sudden tried to drag out. But capitalised on that offensive board. Charlie Kay with a nice bucket there, looking to make it an and 1 opportunity.
Absolutely. And
talked herself out of it. Well, I talked her out of it. Apologies on that. 5-all, 2:30 remaining here in the first term. And the tempo just raising a little bit here. Smithton wanting a response, can't get it.
So that was Morgan French there that got the rebound. Now the shot went up there that was Edwards and then Brick there.
Now Smithton just need to slow down. They've got this 3rd offensive rebound. They need to execute.
So Brick once again for that 3, yes.
There we go. Nice bucket there. Left the gooseneck hanging. And that's something we talk about all the time at local level, Ronald, that if you're going to get 2 or 3 offensive boards, you need to capitalise on one of them.
Absolutely.
Cannot waste that energy.
Kay thought about it, now puts it to the floor. Now she pulls the trigger, just long on that one. And then Morgan French with the rebound. Quickly up the floor here through Nibs. So it's Lily Nibs, by the way. Her brother Ryan also plays for Smithton in the NWBU as well too, in the men's side. There's Ball, who's backing up as well too.
Yeah, 4 and 1, almost a 5-0 offence here. They're just rotating players in and out of the centre to try and get some ball movement, BTAS.
So Kay now really put into the floor. Step back from the free throw is good for Charlie Kay.
Little unorthodox there in the overhead shot, but got the drop.
Yeah, a little bit as you say, unorthodox.
Need to get over, and they do.
So Brick
had a Larry Bird style sling to it, Ronald.
Yes, it did. Now the shot goes up, can't get that to go. Morgan French there nearly got the rebound, but then BTAS had the numbers here.
Yeah, nice hustle there by BTAS.
And then the ball here with McCullough, who's also backing up from the previous game. Now kick out pass, Kay from the corner for 3.
Bang,
Yes.
bottom of the net. Charlie Kay has been the offensive sparky for BTAS, who now have that lead 10-8. A minute to go. Let's see if they can get some defence down and get some structural reply on the other end.
So Brick here. And the ball here with Nibs. So Nibs forward. She got pressured there, so you need to kick it off. Now the ball back to Brick here at the corner for three or two.
Smithton just need to change up their offensive plan here at the moment. They're relying too much on that outside shot.
Now Kay draws the foul there on Walker, and Charlie Kay will go back to line.
So 10-8 our scoreline, and BTAS has really wrestled things into their favour the last couple of minutes. Substitution here for the Saints.
So Thorpe and Hippolyte coming in. Now Charlie Kay here at the line for two. Quick quarter's gone. And rattles that one home here. Hopefully Nick Martin will be a little bit more happier this time round as they finally got going here, the BTAS side. Substitution, a new coming back in for Walker. So she'll have a breather. So play to restart. So Hippolyte, Morgan French. As we'll make sure we get these Smithton names down pat throughout the broadcast here. Apologies if we do get them wrong as well too.
We've never claimed to be Les Murray, and by God, I don't think we ever will.
Correct. As a new, nearly runs out of red.
Oh,
Good
defence
pass.
by Claire Murray.
Murray with the rejection.
Good
over
hustle by
Morgan French.
BTAS. Got to get a shot.
Up the floor. Ball needs to realise there's 1 second left.
Oh, she's run into a brick wall.
And then a foul on the play here.
And it's on the floor, though.
But is Smithton in the limit?
No, they are not. So it was on the floor, and that will be quarter time.
Quarter time.
Charlie Kay pretty happy with the effort there. And
Beck Rumley just signalled timeout. It's not a timeout if it's quarter time. Quarter time.
I don't know, Ronnie. You asked for a timeout for the Southern Wolves last week while it was half time.
Thank you very much, JB. Quarter time.
Needed a timeout 2 minutes ago. We were 1 minute into the third.
Oh, jeez. BTA's up by 4. 12 plays, 8 JB. We'll move along.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. But, it was a very sluggish start to this game. I think both sides would not be impressed with the way they started this game. It was evident Nick Martin was not happy with the way his side started this game. But Smithton, making it a scrappy affair and, really challenging BTAS. The BTAS settling in those last few minutes, letting the execution come into play, get their ball movement going, run through their sets. They were hustling much harder defensively, and that made them a much better team on the offensive end. Charlie Kay really shouldering a lot of the scoring there,
yes.
And she did quite well. The rest of the team following suit there, and that's why they have that 4-point lead. But, don't let the score 12-8 fool you. That 4-point lead is, at the moment quite significant when trying to just string baskets together has been a challenge, let alone, trying to extend a lead. So for Smithton, they're essentially playing 3 possessions behind, while BTAS have momentum and are starting to execute. So we'll see how this second term goes. I wouldn't be surprised if you just see Smithton's size and physicality come into it here. But, if BTAS are going to keep executing the way they are certainly going to extend themselves.
And I feel like this might be a game where this might be close all the way, but unless the younger legs of BTAS can really get a move on here and make sure that they're on point with what Nick Martin is saying to them, then we might be in for a good game here.
Yes, very well could be. It'd be very interesting. As I said, I just think in this second term we're going to have to see the structure go right ahead for BTAS. Stick with what they're doing. They've got those young legs, and they've got the ability to run both ends of the floor. For Smithton, it is going to be capitalising on those second and third opportunities that they're getting on the glass that they're not doing. But BTAS as well. Just a few minute things in communication, and once they get those down pat, they'll be fine. So Zoe Banks now with the ball, in turn gets that moving on the far side. She's received it back again. Once the shot doesn't take it, she's got support, uses it. Good ball movement here by BTAS. They're looking inside. No, they're not. Claire Murray goes inside there, splits the defender. Neve ball outside for 3. Couldn't get that to fall, and that looked to be off a Saints hand. It was. And BTAS will have that in the baseline. Still only 22 seconds gone. Ronnie, do you reckon they need a timeout?
No.
That's all right. Just thought I'd check.
No.
So it's got a clock adaptation here from Beck Rumley. So 14 on the shot. Let's see what BTAS can get. Stacks out of that. Mid-range fading sideways by Banks, no good, and Smithton take that one.
So Smithton coming down the floor here through Hippolyte. So Hippolyte looking for an option here. They like good pressure.
They've been trying to get inside a lot here, the Saints, playing that low block.
Now,
and there it is.
Into Morgan French, can't get it to go, and then good work by BTAS to crash the boards, and they eventually get it there through cobbling. Now Murray
runs into a wall.
Oh my word!
Sorry, Banks saves it.
And then Morgan French able to pick it up.
She's in a good position to defend though, Banks, so she's probably got lucky there on the turnover.
Smithton slowed this one down, so Hippolyte here just nice little crossover, but just nearly lost the handle on that. Now Morgan French looking for Barrick. So Barrick goes up and can't get that two to go. Good rebound by Banks.
Really,
BTAS off and running here.
Really wrestled that one in there. And again, BTAS has an opportunity to extend this one out to 6. And again, it's that mental game. They're down by 6 and they've only scored 8.
Yes.
We'll see what happens here.
Yes. So ball now
good
into
pass.
Banks. Two-man game utilised well. Kick out pass. I think if Coco Aaron just held a spot there, it would have been a good one, but unfortunately she ran in. More substitutions being made.
And the cut was definitely there.
Yeah.
Cut was definitely there, just the pass wasn't.
This time. So Brazenel is going to come in as well too.
And for Smithton, we've got number 11 heading out and number 13 has come in.
Yep, that's Walker coming in for Smithton and, yes, Barrick coming off. So Edwards bringing it down the floor here for the Saints. And now back to Walker here. High set running here for Smithton. Morgan French here catches on the elbow. Now down the low block. Kicks it back out to Walker. Shot clock at 9. Smithton need to get busy here. Walker with some moves. Needs to regain her composure.
Ill effective though. Good defence.
Nice read. And shot clock goes to 1. So Charlie Kay looking to check back in.
Charlie Kay will come in and look for that offensive spark just to lift. A couple of minutes to rest her up. But good hands there by Brasendale. Only 1 on the shot clock. Doesn't give her much.
So Walker and then good defence. And now Banks off and running. Has Kay in support. Utilised it, but Kay doesn't reel that one in. And a wry smile from Charlie Kay.
Yeah, wry smile from Charlie Kay. And Zoe Banks has just death stared the bit of floor as she threw that pass off. It's Charlie Kay with good defence there.
So Walker with it. So Walker needing some help here. Morgan French got the screen from Anu, and now she gets the ball and fires for a 2.
2 hands on the ball there, and for BTAS, and the shot still fell. That brings it back to a 2-point game.
Yes, well, the good old 2-hand shooting style back in the foreground here. Very interesting to see. Meanwhile, ball.
Hey, if it works, it works.
That's right. Now Murray.
Still don't know why people pay me.
Inside to Brasendale. Good defence by Smithton. And 5 seconds left on the shot clock here for BTAS.
But now here's a good time for them to really test this structure.
And timeout called by Nick Martin here.
Yeah, I think he's going to really want to hammer the... number 1, he's going to want to hammer the point home in their baseline inbounding, but probably got something a little special here. Just can sense that, you know, just a couple of things aren't going their way, whether it's a couple of turnovers here, you know, probably a lazy-ish defensive possession there. Tighten things up as we can and go from there. Meanwhile, for Smithton, they're just going to have to... you know, again, I think it's just execution offensively and, you know, capitalising on those boards because they've clearly got the size. I don't think that's a question. I think they've got the size on BTAS, but they're just not using that to their advantage at the moment.
Yeah, and Smithton is a little bit of an unknown for us too, JB. Just seeing them so far, you know, it's interesting their style of play and how they play, and, you know, I'll be interested to see what kind of more they show us here in this game.
It'll be very interesting to see what comes of it. 7:17 remaining in the second term. Game number 2 of 3 here on the show court.
Yes.
5 or 6 games yesterday,
6.
Ronnie? 6 games yesterday, 3 today.
It's 9 games in total too, JB. So plenty of games on offer you can see by the West Coast Ball Connection YouTube channel.
Tell you what, if our maths gets any better, we're going to be on the score bench soon.
I was going to say, I've been on the score bench for a Chargers game once upon a time.
Ronald, the only thing in the game you haven't done is actually physically be the basketball or physically be the floor.
That's correct, JB. Meanwhile, ball with Hippolyte. Now into a new. Nice use of the body, but good defence by Nima Ball there. and jump ball, so that's going to go back to Smithton.
Yeah, Neve ball with the stop there, and again, these BTAS girls, they're not afraid, to be getting physical in amongst it, setting the tone for their teammates as well.
So Edwards to restart now with Walker.
I think Charlie Kay's just going to be a little careful with that defence there. If she's running blind into a player, any sport, that's a penalty of some sort. Yes. She just need to be careful on that.
And shot clock goes off in the background, so good defensive work by the high-performance team. Sees them get it back.
And they'll take the ball on the side. So 12-10 our scoreline, and again, Charlie Kay's been that offensive spark for this team. She's that senior #1 offensive role player.
Yeah, she pretty much has been, JB, and they'll look to either keep going to her to a degree, or within the structure, find the right shot for her. Brasendar, now Banks. Banks puts it to the floor, finds that open in the middle, and can't get the roll.
Friendly roll required.
No, it just didn't come on that one, and Hippolyte here.
Oh, good handles.
Nice one. I was going to say again, State League always brings out players that we haven't seen before, and good to see, like I say, good to see Smithton here with a new kicking that one out to Walker for high arcing shot, and then Morgan French there with the rebound, but good hands. BTAS tap it out.
And here's the critical point for Smithton now. They've got that offensive rebound. They've got a second chance opportunity. They need to capitalise on it. This is what's been helping BTAS a lot.
So Walker with the hook, can't get that to go.
And there we go. They clean up on the glass, but again, now BTAS need to make him pay. Okay, we give you 2 shots at the rim. We're going to just have 1.
Kay finds an opening. Nice work by Charlie Kay, who draws the foul. Recognise that the defence coming through, changed slight direction, and then able to draw the foul nicely.
Yes, very nice there. Step through, good footwork, and now she's at the line for 2 substitutions for BTAS. Neve ball heading out, McCulloch coming in.
So Charlie Kay back at the free throw line once again, and just a bit long on that one. Bit strong, actually, on that shot.
And from what I'm gathering, Ronnie, it'll be obviously, is it Penguin and...
It'll be Penguin and Kingborough to round us off for the day, JB. Our final game here coming up. So, like I say, we are now seeing all 5 teams in the State League once we get to that point. A new, well trapped there by Banks. Now the ball with, that is Hippolyte.
Yes, well, I think we're looking at... We're certainly looking at a potential semi-finalist here in BTAS. I don't know about Smithton. There's still a bit to prove in this game. They'll go to the line for 2.
So Savannah Anu.
Ruby Aaron's going to come back into this game.
Coco Aaron.
It is Coco, sorry.
Yeah, yep.
Ruby just played in the previous game.
Yes. Of course, Ruby Aaron's graduated from the program. So
Yes.
Yeah, so now Coco coming through. Of course, the younger one out of 2. Meanwhile, New knocked down the first. And can't knock down the second. Charlie Kay does well to chase that rebound down. Now up the floor to McCulloch there. Now Aaron, now Kay, thought about it, puts it to the floor. Kick out pass. Banks open for 3. Just long on that one. Claire Murray will get that rebound.
2 Southern Wolves girls combining there.
Yes. Now Kay
once
going
that baseline gets it.
Kick out. Murray,
hit
extra
the deck
pass
hard.
to McCulloch.
The star jump release.
Can't get a good rebound there by, if that was Nibs. And now New into Hippolyte as we come back down to the high school end of the floor. I kind of dubbed this end here, JB.
Yes, the school end and the gymnastics end.
Yes, and now Walker with that hook shot can't get it to go, and that will be a high performance ball.
So again, just another, a war of attrition, so to speak, Ronnie. It's a matter of who's going to lie down first. Both sides not giving an inch, not really taking one either.
Yes, it's a real grind in this first half here with 4.5 to play before the major break as Banks wraparound pass to Murray.
Yeah, big.
Now Kay splits for a couple and drew the foul there on Hippolyte, who thought she got all ball. Beck Rumley saw it otherwise. And Charlie Kay returns to the line once again.
And just notably, it's good to see Beck back in a ref shirt for this season. She'd been out for a very extended period from what I can understand from...
She had concussion, JB?
Yeah, suffered a concussion, and the headaches and just the fallout from that concussion took a long time for her to come back, but it's great to see her back out. She's been playing. She's been back reffing as well, and certainly has improved our stocks in the south as far as refs.
Yes.
And refs across the state we've been in shortage, so it's great to have a few faces return to the fold.
Absolutely. 4th for the 2. Can't get it to go. Now Banks here with it as we're back up the floor quickly once again here. The high-performance team looking for a score quick. And then heads-up play there by Aaron just to knock that one off Walker's foot. Leg.
14-11. And no side even really looking for a timeout.
K for 3.
Understandably so, but I don't know whether even a spell is in this game at the moment. I just think maybe they need to wear, Nick Martin's going to look to wear down the other side and vice versa. I think Smithton are just hoping that these young legs, if they take a bit of physicality, won't stand out for this whole game. So we'll see how we go.
And Noon down low, 1-on-1 with Banks. Wrap around pass to Nibs for the 2. Can't get that to go. K with the rebound. Now K bringing this one up the floor. Has Banks. Now Aaron in support. Back to Banks here on the 45 as we're moving that ball around the shoehorn. Now Aaron decides to let one fire and, well, hit the net on the way through.
It was nothing but net, but not in a positive sense.
Correct. Ball went out of bounds. And Nick Martin just grabbing here, making some notes on his whiteboard. I thought he was going for a timeout there, but not to be. So 4th with it.
Would he be able to take a timeout without possession of the basketball, Ronnie?
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Dead possession. Dead ball possession.
Of course, yeah.
And
shot there.
Walker knocked down the 2 there from mid-range.
So that's back to a 1-point ball game here, and I just feel BTAS have lost a bit of ground here. They've been outscored in this quarter, and it certainly hasn't been through a massive amount of offensive prowess by Smithton.
So Banks.
Oh, high hop step.
It was a very high hop step. Now Kay goes
really lost the handle on the foot.
Banks for 3. Yes.
That's the shot they've been looking for, and that's probably the best look, so to speak, they've had in quite some time. Back out to 4 here for BTAS.
So ball quickly up the floor here for Smithton as Hippolyte drew it a foul, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Yes, head to the line for 2. That's squared the ledger on the scoreboard here, 5-5. Nick Martin barking instructions.
Yeah, not happy with. He's just not happy with how BTAS just got back. It was a very lazy kind of slack style of just retreating back and allowing that play to happen, which really you don't want. Straight off the good 3-point shot, you do everything right down this end, and then all of a sudden you just kind of let it all go down the other, which shouldn't really happen.
Yeah, he's even pushing to the point where he wants that structure just off the free throw line to be perfect as well. And it is just the 1%ers. At the moment, I don't know whether the so we're going to see here. What do we got?
Shot clock issue.
Mr. Webb. No. You wouldn't read about it. And yes, you would have won the cow cutter on this game.
Substitutions for the BTAS high performance side.
Mr.
Ball coming in for Surrey Banks.
If Mr. Webb's going to be here for the final game, is he able to make sure he keeps us updated on the heavyweight title fight, please?
Big boxing match happening today.
Leaving us.
Charlie Kay for the 2 on the layup there, JB.
He's leaving the big guns in control of the big game of the day. 19-14, big layup by Charlie Kay, and that's one thing for Smithton at the moment. They're just opening up an absolute passage when BTAS decide to drive. It's not an adjustment they've made.
And the 2 goes there for 4, and Nick Martin is not happy.
He's pointing charges to the bench. He needs something done about this. I think he's just not happy with the fact that they're not able to get that stop now and really gain that advantage. While they are leading this game, 2 minutes to go here in the second. It's just not in the way he wants it to happen.
Good work by Coco Aaron. He made something out of nothing. And then Hippolyte threw an arm into Murray.
Yeah, there was a bit of an ooh-ah.
There was. Referees let that one play as we come down the floor.
Yeah, Claire Murray not fazed by it either.
No.
Tough customer.
She is very tough. Playing a lot of senior basketball as well too.
Oh, big screen as well. She's copped an absolute beating here in the last 10 seconds.
Very solid body now. Hippolyte in terms of 4 for 3. Just can't get that to go.
Need to grab the rebound, and they do.
Yes, Murray with it as we come back up the floor. Nick Martin asked for a little bit of a push here, so just trying to really get some good pace going.
Yeah, a minute and a half to go. I can't see him using a timeout here.
Kay puts it to the floor. Good defensive play.
Shots there. Does she take it?
Now, McCulloch for 3. She did shuffle her feet.
And that was the shot they wanted but didn't get. Substitution.
So that it will be Cobbing coming in. And McCulloch coming out.
So a minute 12 remaining. And Smithton, this has even been a slower scoring quarter than the previous one. But I mean, Smithton here just sort of using that physicality in the last couple of minutes to just try and gain some sort of advantage.
Yep. So Anu
another big screen there
into Walker.
Good dump down.
Pass into
good
Nibs.
defense.
And then Nibs on the second attempt gets it to go.
Yeah, and there's that frustration, allowing that second chance opportunity. And, if you're going to continue to give them up across time,
yes,
it's going to cost you. It's back down to a one-point ball game here. Smithton have they've won the quarter.
They certainly have. Here's Kay, puts it to the floor.
There's that drive.
Nice work by Charlie Kay for the 2.
And Smithton, haven't really had an answer. If they've let her baseline, she scored. If they've put her through the lane, she scored as well. But
just really good with that first step.
Smithton wanting a horns action here.
So, Kippelet.
And they've gone ISO by the looks of it.
No, they're going to Thorpe in this case. Thorpe needs to put it to the floor, does so. Kicks this one out to Nibs.
5 seconds
Nibs,
on the shot.
They need to get busy. Anu here. And a good defence by the high-performance team. And that will be a shot clock violation. And Nick Martin wants a timeout. With 4.9 remaining, they'll set up a quick little Hail Mary play by the sounds of it.
Yes, by the looks of it. I mean, this is the only time to burn that timeout. There's, he tried to let him play through the quarter, and I think that's just wouldn't say an experiment gone wrong, but I think that's just a trust thing for the players. Let them sort it out. Very similar to how we saw Sarah Veal in that game. Let her players play through and make the adjustments themselves. But it'd be very interesting to see. Obviously, that Hail Mary pass, I wouldn't be surprised whether you see them, almost, obviously they're going to set up ready for that press, but you'd think there's going to be a middle pass option there, potentially trying to hit a 45, and even if there's someone under the rim, get that easy 2-pointer there as well. So
yes,
we will see. But again, that's also predicated on the fact that Smithton aren't going to successfully steal the ball. And if they do, well, at the moment, I can't tell you I know what Smithton are going to put up in the air. So we will see.
We definitely will. So 4.9 remaining here. Nick Martin very busy on the whiteboard. Kurt Ahern kind of throwing the arms around, and I'm very interested to see how Kurt Ahern approaches this as a newbie coach into the league here. Great to see Smithton in for the first time. It's been an interesting first half by the Saints so far, but they're sticking with it. They haven't really given up on anything. They're just very hard-nosed and playing this kind of grinded-out style play.
So now I'm very interested. Yeah, they've been very slow defensively here, Smithton.
So Kay,
big screen.
Kay needs to get it off now and can't get it to go. Did everything but go through the hoop.
Now Nick Martin asking a question.
I think he might have wanted a foul on the play, and he's not getting any love from the referees. Half time here, 21-18 is our scoreline.
I don't think Mr. Walcock actually, as Kurt Ahern, is not happy. But I actually don't have an issue, to be honest with you. Well, it wasn't a great look. I don't have an issue there knowing that they've got to play the full inbounds. We're still recording. We're all good. We've got 36 minutes. We might have to get the last quarter, I think, on a different SD card. But
well, I have the cards down here for you, Joe. Go on, though.
I just find it very interesting there. I think that Kurt Ahern probably actually played into the hands of Nick Martin by playing that full pressing defence, because I can tell you now that Kurt Ahern was certainly going to expect a 3-point there to end it. But that speed of Charlie Kay, she got up the floor with very, very good ease. And I'm surprised actually that Kurt Ahern wouldn't have actually cared that his girls fell into that half-court set there, because obviously BTAS have to get the ball up. I probably would have tried to have forced them, okay, we're going to fall back into our half-court man-to-man or our floating zone, so to speak, and just say, right, we're going to force you to bring the ball up the half-court, and we're going to make you play a half-court set. No timeout once the ball's live, and it plays into Smithton's hands. So I think they got a break there. That was unbelievable how quick Charlie Kay got up that floor then. Unlucky not to get the shot to fall, but yeah, I'm just very surprised that, considering the play they ran with there in hindsight.
Yeah.
That probably should have stayed in that half court and made BTAS, jack up a 3.
Yes. It's a real interesting way to end that second quarter there. So, but yeah, probably the lowest half scoring we've seen on show court this weekend too, by the way, 21-18.
This is what quarter time was for both the opening games of the last 2 days. Quarter time in the first women's game and certainly quarter time in the men's game. It has been a war of attrition and finishing, honestly, because there's been some good execution here by BTAS. There's been, some second and third chance opportunities for Smithton, but the problem is neither side is consistently capitalising on their looks. I think it's as simple as that. there's clearly that ability to stay physical from the BTAS girls. There's clearly that ability to get second and third opportunities for Smithton. But, yeah, it's just a matter of finishing. Hopefully that comes through in the second half. Charlie Kay having a fantastic first half here. Smithton, they're sort of getting any look they want at the moment. If they want to take the outside shot, if they want to get the short corner, if they want to get inside, if they want that floater, that's there for them, but they're not making shots. If they want to try it again, they can, but they're not making the most of second opportunities, and I think Nick Martin would also be, stressing that to his girls. Okay, we're giving up second and third chance opportunities. If these girls were scoring, we're potentially down 10 here at the moment because they're willing to stay with them, but it's the execution on the other end, certainly for BTAS at the moment. So we'll see what they come out with in the second half. Their structure's clearly working, but at the moment, it's that finishing factor for both sides, honestly, Ronnie.
It is. And I feel like when you're playing a team that's, just that low defensive kind of grind type team, I think, you kind of you are stooping to another level where it's like, how can we get above this level? And then, they're finding ways of beating the Smithton defence at the moment. But mind you, though, Smithton have been all right as far as their defence is concerned at times. But, like I say, you get that ball with Charlie Kay or Zoe Banks, and they're just off, kind of wanting that drive to the middle and, really trying to punish them for just that lack of kind of help defence. Yeah,
big time. And as we've seen, every time that BTAS wanted to get in the lane on a layup, it's scored.
Yeah.
It hasn't been an issue. They've even tried to force BTAS to go wide and go baseline and try and collapse in that way. Hasn't worked. But thankfully for the Saints, they haven't done that too much to the point where it's been detrimental. That'll be something they obviously want to address, but it certainly hasn't been as bad as we first thought it would be. It'll be a very interesting second half. Obviously, Nick Martin knows that his structure works. He knows that the execution can be there. And as a prime example there, you could argue the best play they've run has been that full court play. However, they didn't get the finish they needed. So, again, it is just that finishing factor there. As you mentioned, for the Saints defensively, they can't allow these easy layups. Meanwhile, for BTAS, they just need to really crash the glass and even not allow those second chance opportunities, which in turn will give them more shots down the other end.
It will. And let's hope so. As referee Wilcock just gives us a side look there. As we're just about to get underway here. I'm just getting some messages from a few of the players. So, that are here in attendance. And
watching us?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
God.
Of course, got Jordan Peel on the other side of the court there. Of course, he's up next on court one. BTAS High Performance Men taking on Hobart Phoenix in their final game of the day.
Second half underway here. BTAS to the right of screen, Smithton to the left. And let's see what we can get out of this one, Ronnie.
Yes.
Zoe Banks with the ball.
Banks looking for,
another big hook pass.
I thought they were looking for the roller there, but they went to the different option. Now Kay kicks it out. Murray thought about it, puts it to the floor, gets that good screen from Cobbing. Took a hit.
She's copped one in the gob.
And gets the two to go nonetheless. Great play there by the high performance side. As
Kurt O'Hearn's asking questions there of his players, I do believe, mind you. Good again by Murray.
Good work.
Good hustle by Claire Murray.
So Murray with the steal and the layup.
And that's a great start there by BTAS. That's the energy they needed.
And that's what BTAS is known for, that extensive pressure, really up and in.
Need to keep them up.
And now need to keep them here. No, they just get it over in time there, Smithton. So a new inside and then a massive hit. And an offensive foul has been called.
You could hear and feel that.
Oh, that is a massive hit. Let's hope she's okay.
Yeah, massive hit. Head smacked the back of the floor. She's going to have to just be careful there.
So we might have a delay here in the game.
Yeah, delay a game. She's hit her head really hard there. I'm just going to go to a centre clutch.
Yes.
Just a rough shot there.
It was a solid play from Anu there. It just a size and body there. Nothing wrong with the play.
No, absolutely not. And the thing that's hurt is obviously she's been hit. She's gone limp. And head has bounced on the floor there, and you could hear that really clearly. You could feel it you could feel it on the seats here.
And Kurt O'Hearn, I don't know, somewhat questioning the call to a degree.
Yeah, I think he's wondering about the circle.
But I suppose with the severity of the hit, now this is the thing I would like to find out. there would be because of the severity of the hit. Do you take away the circle on that?
Yeah, well, I think that's just a common sense play. I mean, we know that if it's anything untoward in the contact, regardless of the circle, that it is an offensive foul. You can't just willingly throw an elbow and push.
That's right.
And that's just a contact thing there at the moment. So both teams are in the huddle. That'll be a referee's timeout.
It will be.
Eliza Vanderkamp there just coming over the extra ice from upstairs.
Yes, lovely work from Eliza there. Good job.
Webby's just gone over to check there. That'll be careful. I'd have to assume there's potential of a concussion there.
Now, yes. If they're going to keep, if she can't move and they're going to keep her there, and we know that we might be in a lengthy delay, we will take a break.
Yeah, I think we will just take a quick break. That'll give us a chance to change SDs over. For those as we come in on a timestamp point for us, it's 9:06 remaining in the third. BTAS up 25-18, and we'll just take a quick break. So we're back, Ronnie. We are,
and Coco Aaron is up and getting well attended now too, so she's off the floor, and by the looks of it, JB, she's doing okay, so we wish her a speedy recovery.
We do, and that's obviously going to affect the BTAS team. It's also going to, affect the Kings team who play next, but
that's right.
Obviously, most importantly, is the health of Aaron at the moment. It was a big one. I mean, we heard it clear as day through the headsets, and you can certainly feel it on the bleachers here at Kingston. So let's hope she's okay. And no doubt, just protocol, she'll miss the rest of the afternoon and probably certainly miss a week of action as well as Smithton get a basket there.
Yes, she won't be suiting up this week for under 22s for Kingborough.
You would think not.
Nina Ball for 3.
Big shot. And just quickly back to the game, Ronnie, not to just sort of blow off the potential of a concussion protocol there, but, I mean, BTAS have really swung the game and the momentum in their favour at the moment. They're 8-2 on the scoreboard just to start this quarter alone.
And this is the run that we've probably been looking for this from that first half there too, JB. And now they're finally getting that roll that they need. Now, Anu here for the 2, yes.
And that's a nice response there from Anu, who's probably going to be a little bit... you'd say her game's probably adjusted too, with just that little bit in the back of the mind there of Coco Aaron. But, I mean, she's a capable player to play through this. As Zoe Banks
nice
up
move
at number 2.
By Banks for the 2. Beautiful work there.
As Kurt Ahern sits on the end of the bench, arms folded.
He is not happy.
He is not happy at all. And BTAS have just really turned the pressure up and starting to play a really good BTAS brand of basketball.
And a slight shake of the head from Kurt Ahern. There's another turnover there for Smithton. So turnovers proving costly here for the Saints at the moment. Kay looking inside but goes to Ball instead. Puts it to the floor. Splits for a couple. Can't get that 2 to go, but Smithton allowing that layup to happen. Meanwhile, here Hippolyte.
And of course, BTAS now going to have to adjust their rotations as they are definitely down a player.
Yes, they're down to 7. So, ball here with Walker. So, Walker into Anu inside once again. Can't get the 2 to go.
And she's not going to be happy there because she clearly had the size advantage on the dribble. Got the shot she wanted.
And would that be an offensive foul?
Yeah, that'll be a charge as well. Powered in.
Yes.
As Nick Martin with no argument there. I think, again, it was the only concern to me has been, that, honestly, Ronnie, the only concern I've had on a few of these calls is the charge circle.
Yes.
So I'm not actually looking at their feet. But it's very clear the contact that's made, that the calls have been correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the ball with Anu once again. Anu
needs to finish this one. Does.
And does. Good job there by Sabana Anu.
So she's playing really nice as well. 30-24 the scoreline. The game has certainly picked up here in the second term.
Yes.
Second half, I should say.
And again, just that opening up a little bit. So Banks for the reverse and drew the foul.
She's probably going to be happy there. I'd say that's not a bailout, but she was certainly in a very compromised offensive position there, Ronnie.
Yes, I think so there, JB. Foul was assessed on Morgan French, so Joan Morgan French, of course. And Zoe Banks short on that one. Now, will the BTAS girls come? They should. I was going to say, don't leave her with all Smithton players there on the free throw. And Banks goes 1 or 2.
This is Zoe Banks capitalising there. 31-24. Booyaka 6:19 left on the on the clock there. It's now obviously moved on. But 7 points the margin here. BTAS, they've picked up the tempo. But credit to Smithton after that small little blitz. Smithton have really turned it up as well. They're trying to get the execution factor.
Yes, Hippolyte went for the drive. She drew the foul and she'll go to the line for 2.
So Zoe Banks is just over there. And
Brasendale looking to check back in for Cobbing.
My apologies, not Zoe Banks. That's obviously Ruby Aaron. She's over there being attended to, and
yes.
I'd assume they're just doing, the basic checks, the concussion checks, and obviously a bit of a whiplash there to cater to the neck as well. So hopefully she's okay, as the first for Smithton has gone down. We've still got a lot of time left in this quarter, 6 and change. The second lips in.
Yes, just rolls in nicely.
So even to Smithton's credit, it is only back out to it is only a 5-point game. And I think the fact that one team has lifted their standard has certainly meant the other has lifted their standard. And we see it across all types of competitions. Smithton wanted to travel. That as, the standard of play lifts for one side, so does the other. And the game becomes certainly much better.
K for 3. Just off on that one. Hasn't hit a 3 for a little while here, Charlie Kay, so she'll be looking to get one going for her confidence.
Yeah, I think that she wants to get into the lane and get to the free throw line. She just needs to see that ball pass through the net. Again, confidence thing. Same thing with Launceston.
Walker goes up, drew a foul. She'll go to the line for 2. Foul assessed on Brasendale.
Nick Martin just having a look at the scoreboard there. A little bit of frustration.
It's a little bit of... It's fair to say not growing pains, but learning pains sometimes.
So it's one falls for Smithton. Yeah, keep going, Ronnie, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit of learning pains here. As much as, Nick Martin is making sure that these girls are trying to get things right, it's just that things take a little longer sometimes to click, and I think that's what we're seeing here. So Kay coming down the floor, now here with ball. So ball, now Banks is that, again, good on ball by Brasendale.
Oh, good handles.
Banks puts it up, and a travel call.
Didn't quite see the travel there. I thought that was a lovely little.
Yeah, I thought the move was fine and no problem there. I don't see.
I didn't. Again, I wasn't looking at the footwork. After seeing that change of handle and the split and the lovely finger roll finish, just.
I don't know where the third step come from. Yeah. We'll have to slow-mo that one in review. Meanwhile, Walker for the 2.
And just in response there, that's a lovely little response there by Smith and that give-and-go play, a little drop-down pass, and it's back to 1 point.
It is. All of a sudden, BTAS were up by like 5 at one point. Now back to a 1-point ball game.
Good give-and-go. Another good pass there as Kay gets inside. She gets contact.
No call there, so play continues. As the ball's with... That's Hippolyte. Now to Barrick.
That's a well-weighted pass.
Can't get the 2 to go. So Kay up the floor to Murray. Murray has Brasendale in support.
Get out of here,
by Walker. And now quickly Anu up the floor here on the break and should get the 2. And then ball collected after the shot. And we'll go for 2. I don't know. Well, interesting.
She's given it
we might have to censor that out.
No, don't. It's part of the game.
Well,
it was teammate to teammate.
Apologies in advance to everyone at home.
Gets absolutely slagged by her teammate, and then tells her how many shots she should have made with a very, very simple solution.
I've never seen.
That's one way to tell your teammate you're number 1.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
Dear.
Hey, Sarah on that one, please.
Speaking of 1, that's how many points the lead is to BTAS at the moment. 31-30, 4:20 remaining, blazing away through the third term here. And it's going to be very interesting to see. We've just got a investigation on the
floor.
That might be the question that's being asked by Tristy Ferguson. Is that where her head hit? The netball post? Or the volleyball post?
Yeah. Well, possibly.
Not that I think it was nowhere near. Thank you, Mr. Webb. This fine sporting facility providing many options.
Yes.
But back to the timeout. 4:20 remaining, 31-30 in favour of BTAS, and a mild bit of dissension amongst the Smithton crew as they head to the line. But again, Ronnie, the standard of this game has clearly picked up here in the third term. And I do just wonder, whether maybe BTAS is a little bit rattled after seeing, a teammate go down the way they did. They're just asking the question here whether it's an unsportsmanlike foul, I believe. But
no, she was still making a play for the ball. We're still allowing the play to land.
Actually, hang on, are they not going for 2 shots?
It was after the. It was
right,
after the
yes,
shot.
Of course.
It was definitely well after. So, correct call as far as baseline was concerned.
Our favourite Northwest Tech man, Damon Kingshot.
Shout out to Jamie Williams, by the way, too. Hello to you.
Yes, recently married.
Yes, why do we not get an invite to his wedding? But we'll move on.
They've seen the tape.
Yeah.
We filmed a wedding.
Yes. Meanwhile, Hippolyte put up the 2, couldn't get it to go. That's something we're going to have to ask our good friend. Meanwhile, Morgan French with the interception and can't get the 2 to go.
No, that was an alley-oop play, as you can see. Good pass there. Saw the trailing teammate. Goes baseline.
Nice move and gets the 2 to go,
and
if you don't mind.
now Smithton have the lead. They have really answered the call here.
They certainly have.
BTAS come out in an absolutely blistering start, and you know that potential concussion there to Coco Aaron seems to have just thrown BTAS a bit. There's a response.
Murray can't get the 3 to go. Then rebound by Hippolyte. Now Walker. Don't underestimate this Smithton team. They're not out this by a long shot. As I knew, one-on-one with Brasendale, and then couldn't get the reverse to go. The reaction says it all.
Wouldn't have jumped over an A4 piece of paper on that attempt there.
No. But meanwhile, Kay Wibbett here at the 45 as we move right along from that one. It's Banks.
Just a quick little shuffle of the feet.
Yes, kick out here to Murray.
They need
Murray,
this.
Corner 3 is long. And then
Zoe Banks knocks out of bounds.
Yeah, last touch there. So Walker to get it back. Substitutions being made. Edwards coming in, and that is Cobbing coming in.
Nick Martin hasn't taken a time out here yet, despite, for me, I feel he probably needs just a settling one here. BTAS haven't had a basket in a minute.
No.
And by a minute, I mean several.
Yes. So Hippolyte here. Making a play call. Goes to Morgan French. Working away through inside.
With a very nice stiff arm, mind you.
Yes. Ball went out of play. So
and Nick Martin just asking the question.
Yeah.
Now there's a sight for you. Not only Shana Thompson in the King's blue, but she's in the King's white and blue as well.
Yes, well, there you go.
Sweet cream and an ice cream sandwich.
Banks for 3. Yes.
That's the shot they needed, and that's the confidence booster they're going to need. Now 2.5 minutes here for BTAS to rectify. They had a very nice start to this quarter. They got a lot of points to make up here in this closing stages of this quarter.
So Edwards into a new now closely guarded here. And then she tried to go to pass. Banks able to steal that one off. Kay in support here, uses her. And, well, couldn't get the layup to go. Kay gets it back. She decides to try her luck for 3.
Flat as attack.
Can't get that to go either.
BTAS hustling.
And
can't save that one.
No, ball went
but
out
good
of bounds.
hustle.
Yep, Nick Martin gives a high five to McCulloch there.
And again, it is just a matter now. There's the man who owes me $5 and a carton of beer. We'll get to him later.
Yes, we will. Thank you very much.
But this is just the time now for BTAS. They're going to turn it up defensively. It's ultimately what led to their run at the start of this term. And they're going to need more of this, particularly to end this quarter and really set a standard heading into the last.
So Walker, closely guarded. A new inside to Murray. Mismatch galore here. A new with the reverse.
As casual as you like.
Can't get that to go. Too much spin on it.
You can't believe it.
And ball goes back to Smithton, 7 on the shot clock.
Cannot believe a not fundamentally sound shot did not drop. And we will see what Smithton can get now in the baseline. They got 14 seconds to work with.
Screen here for Walker.
Don't worry about 14 seconds. You worry about 0.4 seconds.
Yes, the
Derek
shot
Fisher,
went
where you at?
Quick and a foul on the place. Charlie Kay hits the ground.
Oof.
And did a bit of a roll there and got back up okay.
Bit of contact.
Yes, that was a
now. Here's the question. She was fouled here and finished there. Was a ball go?
Backcourt.
Astute observation, Ronald.
Thank you.
Moving on.
Yes.
That's actually smart, though, because now they get their full 24 seconds as well.
It's very smart. So, Banks, now Kay. Kay just step back. Just long on that one for Kay. Good work by
Can't afford
Cobbing.
to stare at the ball, people. We need to. There's that
Kay
open.
sees an opening by day and by night. She draws the foul. She'll go to the line for 1. And that will get Charlie Kay's confidence back up and about.
Yep. Absolutely, it will. They're now back out to 4 points here. BTAS trailed by as much. They didn't trail, but it was as close as 1. They did lead by as much as 8. And just seeing in the background there.
I was going to say there'll be no. Well, they definitely won't be bringing her back.
Nah, it looks like she's heading out. And one made by Charlie Kay.
3-point play.
Back out to 5, and here's that pressure here by BTAS. They're going to need to really press that for the whole floor.
Now, ball gets kicked out.
And that one's been thrown over towards Shane Haywood.
Yes. Now Hippolyte, interim Edwards, now to Walker. Back to Hippolyte for 3.
Nearly a wedgie. Have we had any wedgies yet, Ronnie?
Yes, one yesterday in the men's game.
Well, there were only men's games played.
So Murray now looking for back.
Oh, spin move.
Beautiful
Get that.
move.
Get that. Oh.
Nice move though by Claire Murray.
Much more confidence in this BTAS team here in the last 2.5 minutes.
Yes, under a minute to go here. As the ball now with Walker.
I thought she was going to square up for a shot then. It's a long
I was going to
basket.
say that was going to be from Smithton itself if she took it. Meanwhile, Hippolyte puts it to the floor.
Dump down pass.
That's a foot violation.
Will be a foot violation. It was kicked around. Bit of pinballing.
Yes, 35.2 to go. 14 on the shot. So Hippolyte into a new here. A new at the elbow. Works her way in. Finds her way. Tries to split through a couple.
Kurt O'Hearn not happy there. 25 seconds to go. BTAS on the break.
Cobbing there had it, but then ball got knocked out by Edwards. So they can utilise the substitution here. Just need a ball will come in for Charlie Kay.
Yeah, Neve ball in. Charlie out.
So BTAS can utilise the shot clock here if they want because it's in their favour. 23 and 21 remaining on. No, they decided to go for a quick one, and Morgan French gets the rebound. So Walker here. We would assume this be the last play of the quarter as Hippolyte's got it now.
Yeah, 5-point margin here to BTAS. It's been a very, very big scoring quarter.
Walker now puts it to the floor, gets that screen from Anu.
It's good defence there by BTAS.
Edwards puts it to the floor, needs to get a shot up. Anu with the Hail Mary.
Ooh, one drop.
Not there. 3-quarter time comes. And there's much better kind of intensity in that quarter. BTAS leaded by 5, 37-32.
You know, much better quarter here by, well, certainly by both sides. But I think the standard was certainly lifted early there by BTAS. Had a very good defensive presence to start the game. And again, you know, that resulted in easy points. An 8-0 run, which was then answered back by Smithton. They in turn lifted their game. Obviously, Coco Erin unfortunately taking a fairly big hit. We could feel and hear her head bounce on the floor there. So hopefully she's okay. She has left the building and no doubt will just go for a concussion check as well. After that, you know, a bit of a war of attrition there for BTAS as Smithton really put the points on. 7 unanswered, 6-7 points unanswered there, particularly in this game. A big run before, you know, a made 3 by Zoe Banks and some more good defence by BTAS put the game back in their favour. So they now lead by 5, 37-32. And just coming into this last quarter, you know, again, it's notable that Smithton are getting tired and there's still plenty of energy, still plenty of effort coming out of the BTAS camp. So they're going to look to come out early, get a blitz on, you know, 7-8 point start like they did last game, put it out of reach. Again, for Smithton, though, I think a little bit of complacency. There's just been some shots and been some execution that's probably a bit lackadaisical, just sort of taking it somewhat socially there at times. And we will see how they go from there. So again, 37-32 heading into the last quarter. It is the BTAS high performance team without Coco Erin. She will head off for further checks on the potential of a concussion there. They are down to 7 players in their rotations. Nick Martin has coached well through that. And meanwhile, Smithton still with the 8 players, but certainly and evidently Ronnie looked to be tiring.
Yes. Will fatigue play a factor in this last quarter? That would be the question. One
would have to assume.
Now, let's see here. Colin McCauley coming into the building. She wasn't here yesterday. She was up in Launceston.
Yes, little Maxie.
Yes, getting his first opportunity to play at a state tournament.
And if that is a child who is not a great footballer or a great basketball or a great soccer player, this is a 5-year-old child who can dribble freely on his left hand like it's nothing.
And a new
offensive foul.
Offensive foul's been called.
They'll be on 13 for the illegal screen.
It's an illegal block. Yep. Okay. Now I'm interested to see what Kylie's doing here. She's got
Shana Thompson.
Gear. But
now, who would she be playing for?
That's a good question.
Well, you would have to assume it's Penguin.
Well, we'll find. Well, we'll have to find out now. An offensive foul is being called. Sorry.
No, you're right, Ronnie. You would have to assume Penguin. There's no other game.
Yep.
Oh, Penguin or Kingston.
Kingston. We'll soon find out if there's any truth to what we're trying to work out.
She may also just be, bringing some spares down for someone as well,
She could well be. So we won't speculate too much now. We'll move forward here to the game.
30 seconds, only 30 seconons gone in this one in the last.
I was going to say, Morgan French there put it up. A new try to get back, and then Morgan French got it, and then the foul will be on McCulloch.
Yeah, reaching foul there. Easy call to make. So 9:25 remaining here, and no wonder there's only 30 seconds gone, Ronnie. Two fouls to one.
So very quick here on the whistle.
We are speeding along.
So the ball with a new. Now wanting to go to, now she goes herself, open lane, and then can't get the two to go. So Kay up the floor here, has numbers in support through Murray. Now back to McCulloch. And then puts it to the floor, throws that one up. She drew the foul.
Yeah,
and
contact on the hip.
Line for two. Now, it just looks like to me spare gear there, JB. We're getting a closer look.
Yeah, it's certainly a jumper.
Yes,
It's
and a basketball.
Jumper basketball.
And a drink bottle.
And a drink bottle. No sign of Max, so it could potentially, that jumper certainly looks like it could be Max's.
Yep.
He's likely bolting around somewhere. It's first falls, 38-32. Still 9 and change remaining here in the fourth. BTAS certainly in control of this one.
Yep. Can't get the second to go. And then good work there by Cobbing and Morgan French. And then Walker joins in that party. And that will be a jump ball.
No, we're not letting any opportunity as BTAS will get that now in the jump ball. But she did not want any sets of hands on that basketball.
Correct. No, it's a good fight, good hustle. And ball to restart here. Now with Kay. McCulloch. Now, ball back to Kay. Shot clock at 7. Kay needs to get busy. Splits for a couple. Lovely drive by Charlie Kay.
Play of the day, Charlie Kay.
Beautiful work.
40-32, and she's been the real offensive spark of this team, Ronnie.
She certainly has.
Nearly a backcourt violation there. Got away with that one.
She's wanting a win today. BTAS didn't win a game yesterday in the women's competition, so they want to win today and
keep their hopes alive.
Charlie Kay just making things happen.
Oh, probably got away with being out of bounds there.
She did.
That back heel on the blue line.
Yes, and the shot goes up. Mr. Webb disagrees with us.
He agreed with us?
Yes, he's nodding his head. That means it's a yes. So Kay with it once again. Now,
well, that could have been controversial as things moved along.
It could have been. Now she drives to the basket. Morgan French had a piece of that.
Could have been the Tasmanian Howard Isley.
Moving right. Yes.
Shout out to Utah fans.
Thorpe with it here. Now into Walker. Nice play by Smithton. Drew the foul, and they'll go to the line for one as
Nick Martin barking instructions.
Yes.
Wanted player movement. Probably wanted ball movement too, but you can't do that without him.
Just late on that rotation as well too,
yeah.
So not happy with the defensive rotation on that last play. So Walker here at the line for one as Kurt Ahern looking to bring back Barick to come in.
Another change in the natural light settings here at Kingborough.
Yes. Much better court to film on. For lighting purposes, I must add.
Yes, the lighting actually comes from behind the camera for us.
Yes, it does. So ball puts it to the floor. Looking at her options here. So McCulloch puts it to the floor, goes up and drew a foul. She'll go to the line for two. So it's either a new or it's going to be on Thorpe.
Number 5.
So it's Thorpe there. Now Barick to come in. A new's going to have a brief. So Banks coming in for Cobbing.
So this is going to be the smallest lineup Smithton have put on the floor all day. So obviously they're preparing for some run and gun. They're going to try and counteract that in the next couple of minutes. So we will see exactly what BTAS, good foul shot there. But I think this is a good opportunity now for BTAS to really test it, to really get up and down the floor. Get 5-6 points on the board really quickly, extend this lead out to 10 if they can. And if they, Zoe Banks gets her hands in there, that ball's become loose.
And a foul though.
What do we call? We're going the other way. So that foul.
It's going to be on Zoe Banks there.
There's Zoe Banks. Question asked. There's not much of a reply there from Nick Martin. So didn't shake his head though.
Yep. So ball with Thorpe as she needs to get this over. And she does. So Thorpe puts it to the floor, gets a good screen from Hippolyte. Now Thorpe getting a little stuck here, needs help.
Picked up a pivot foot, got away with that one.
She did. Now the ball with Barick. She drives to the basket, puts it up, can't get it to go. Kay with the rebound.
I think Nick Martin just wanted a bit more of a collapse there to not even allow that shot attempt.
Murray here. Now Banks. Banks open for three.
Bang.
Yes. Sorry, Banks from downtown and extends the lead out to 10 here, 44-54.
I have a feeling that's a game-winning margin, Ronnie. I mean,
Yes.
it's been one of those games, but BTAS the fitter of the team.
I feel like now that they've got that double digit, if they can hold this buffer, I think we can say they're home.
Yeah, well, Smithton currently only have, at the moment, they've only got 2 players sitting on their bench.
And then good work there by Murray, and then Walker able to respond in kind. Off to 4 for the 2, can't get it to go. Last touch by Murray and Smithton to get it back. So,
And here comes the third substitution for Smithton. Kurt O'Hearn just standing there shaking his head. Good defence, Charlie Kay.
Kay with the block there, and now Murray up the floor, has Kay in support, uses her. Kay kick out to Banks, extra pass, ball for the 3. That's off. We had a good look at that one. Now Murray here with the runner. Can't get it to go. And now Thorpe here bringing it up for the Saints. Thorpe finding nearly an opening, but
travel.
And a travel call, yeah.
Easy call to make.
Yeah, but that's...
Took a third step.
She
it's
did.
As plain as
Very
day.
obvious on that one. So, this margin still at 10 here, though BTAS will look to really push it and see what they can do. So Banks goes cross-court to Ball. Ball, seeing that opening, tries to go back to the middle. Banks will... Good extra pass into McCullough for the 3.
Bang!
Yes. Nice work by BTAS again. Just penetrate, kick, find that open player, which is really good to see.
Yeah, it's just been a thing here for BTAS. It started by setting the tone defensively to start the second half. Shots have been starting to fall.
Thorpe for
Thorpe.
3.
That one's no good.
And ball
you would
goes,
suggest that's a BTAS ball. It is.
Now the margin out to 13. Game just opening up a little bit here for BTAS and finally just kicking their groove here.
Yeah, I think Kurt O'Hearn's just really going to have to consider a timeout here. Another made shot. 15 points. That's a tough margin in any situation of the game. But certainly in the last quarter with tiring legs, you cannot afford to just let this one get out of hand.
So McCullough.
Good strip there by... Oh, that's a contact and a half. And that'll be a blocking foul.
It will be. Yep, so it's on McCullough. So
Tell you what, there has not been a game, Ronnie, that I've seen across the last couple of days where players have held back.
No, it was
very physical contest. That's our foul limit there for BTAS.
Yes, so in the foul limit, up by 13 at the moment. Of course.
Make it 12.
12. As Walker makes the free throw. And should make the second. Oh, there's a little Max there, actually, too, JB, just to go back to your earlier reference.
Yeah, he hasn't got out of his uniform.
No.
Their mum's found him. Sorry, Max.
Meanwhile, I was going to say, Max, their ball for 3.
He's hiding from his mother. Look at him.
Well, Claire Murray from downtown, my apologies there. She knocked that one from deep. Claire Murray. Yep. Webby just double-checking with us up here in the commentary booth.
I tell you, we've got to work away for the members of the crowd who can't hear us properly. We just give them like earpieces.
Yes. We'll work that into the budget somewhere. Meanwhile, Barik into Walker. Now out to Thorpe. Now Barik for 3.
Oh,
in and out on that one.
And that would have been a changer too. That would have brought things back.
And jump ball, yes. So jump ball.
Oh, just in the background there, Max has absolutely jobbed Jacoby Bone.
Just giving him one, isn't he?
Cracked him.
So Smithton the restart here through Walker. Now Walker into Barik.
Forcing a shot there, she'll go to the line.
Yep.
And that's the one thing BTAS are going to have to be careful with now is that foul limit.
Yeah, and Nick Martin just saying, just straight wall up there. Don't have to jump in. Just straight wall up. That's all she needs to do on that play. So Rick at the line here for 2 and knocks down the first. So Nick Martin asking for a real good box out here. Just what they've been lacking a little bit in this game. And, well...
Stiff breeze wouldn't have helped that one.
Yeah, they certainly were. So, Charlie Kay to inbound this one. 4.5 to go here.
If that shot was any shorter, it wouldn't ride a roller coaster alone.
No, certainly wouldn't, JB. So, Kay with it here at the 45. Gets a good screen. Kick out pass here to Ball this time for 3.
No.
Can't get it.
But there's the hustle on the boards. That'll be a BTAS.
I was going to say, referee Joe Wilcock there, very slow on the signal.
Yeah, and Nick Martin, just a bit of a twitch of the moustache as well. So yes. I think he thinks he got away with one there.
Might have. He's Banks at the corner. Goes baseline. Good hesitation move. Murray for 3. Just off on that one.
Looked all right from where we are.
Yes. Now, up the floor here, Nibs, and now Brick. So Brick puts it to the floor. Kick out to Hippolyte. In turn 4. 4 puts it to the floor. Banks doing a good job on the defensive end, containing her. Now, Hippolyte for 3. Kay with the rebound, and then
Charlie Kay trying to create some space.
But yes, came into a Walker there. Now ball, kick out pass, Murray. Now ball getting moved around. Kay for 3. A flat line on that one.
Yeah, very flat shot. I noticed that with a few of Charlie's shots today.
And foul on the play here.
Was there? There was a whistle, definitely.
Yeah, there was a whistle,
Thought it might have been a shoe squeak, firstly.
No, that was a whistle. And substitutions being made. Morgan French and a new coming in for, that looks like Walker and Hippolyte there. Just trying to see the number. The long hair doesn't help my case. It was Hippolyte. There we go. So Kay with some moves.
Ooh,
nice.
Inside.
And draws the foul. Charlie Kay returns to the line once again.
Both teams over the limit now, Ronnie, so it'll be very interesting to see how this one goes moving forward.
Yes, it will. 3:22 to go. BTAS holding on to that double-digit buffer as Brasendale comes in for McCullough. So Charlie Kay back to the line once again. I'd love to see the free throw stats here for Charlie Kay.
Not after that one, you wouldn't?
No. We might have to. I might send her a message later and just say how was the free throw shooting for her. She knocks down the second.
Yeah, I think she's about 50% in this game so far, Ronnie.
You would say that's a fair assessment there.
Now that was nearly a double dribble,
but didn't really stop-start. Just bobbled around. So they'll let that play.
Good
now
drop
Thorpe
pass.
Inside. Drew to foul. That looks like it's going to be on Murray, I reckon. Yes, it will be. So Thorpe will go to the line for 2.
A scrappy end towards this game here, but certainly scoring picked up, Ronnie. We were a little concerned that we wouldn't even get to this stage.
So Milana Thorpe misses the first.
Now, am I reading... How many games do we have left? Because it looks like all our referees are here.
Yes, most of our referees should be just about near done. There's only the one-time slot to go after this.
So we don't have 3 games running across 2 o'clock?
No, we have 3 games running across 2 o'clock, we do.
Sort of seeing that we've got every referee, seems, except these 2, as the basket is made there by Neem Ball.
I was just going to say, I'll quickly get it up.
Well, Smithton are, still trying to force their way through this. They're down by 15, but BTAS's defence still standing up here.
They certainly are. So Thorpe, now Barrick, putting to the floor, kick into a new, but well read by Brasendale to tap that one away.
Talk on the loose ball, though, was not there.
No, now a new. And
that's a nice little shot.
Got that reverse layup to go.
Managed to get that one to fall. No body English on that one.
So Kay here. Again, wanting that on. Doesn't need the on ball. Uses a decoy, splits through the middle. Lovely work by Charlie Kay.
Had the camera moving there as well. I thought she was going backwards, but nice little finish there. And again, this one well and truly in the hands of BTAS now up 55-40. They'll get their first win.
They will for the weekend. So they'll hit the board. Now Morgan French going to, well, she had Nibs there. Nibs was ready for it, but then Murray able to track back and able to put some pressure there, force the turnover.
So 1:57 remaining. And again, BTAS in control of this one. They've this game's certainly a tale of 2 halves, Ronnie. A very scrappy affair to start with, but we've played...
nice draw. Did everything but go in there for Zoe Banks.
But we've played like that. With the shots dropping as well, it's been a much better brand of basketball.
Yes, it has. Yes, we thought that it was a very, sloppy kind of grind that first half.
Nice shot there by Thorpe.
Thorpe gets the 2, but in the second half, it's just opened up nicely. So good to see. So Banks, thought she found an opening, but didn't. Kay now goes for it.
Got the contact, played through it nicely.
And gets the 2 to go.
So this one's just going to run out and away.
Yes.
Nick Martin sort of not doing too much here at the moment.
I think he's seen enough, and I'm sure the girls at training will make those adjustments and whatnot that they need to. Substitution being made.
I was going to say, please don't call a timeout.
No, no, not.
I'm begging we don't call a timeout.
So, Kay and Banks having a rest. So Nick Martin has decided to bring off his main 2 starters.
And they've had good games respectively, particularly Charlie Kay, who has played another sensational game.
Yep.
And again, our shout out to Coco Erin.
Yes. Let's hope she's okay.
And I think that's a big thing as Smithton
two
make
goes
that there.
for Nibs.
That's a very nice recovery there from BTAS too, who really had a bit of a slip after that Coco incident. But have come out nice and strong here and really executed in these last 12 minutes of play.
Yeah, says McCulloch goes for that floater. Can't get the 2 to go. Morgan French with the rebound. Now Anu. And has Nibs in support. Nibs slows that one down. Wraparound pass. Comes over towards our side of the broadcast area.
26.9 remaining. You think BTAS just get a set done.
And then I think draw it out. And
then that will just about do us here.
Yes.
Of course, the third game coming up. It's going to be, one of the best women's games, certainly the weekend for my money, Ronnie.
Yes.
The Kings and Penguin. Penguin with, as we'll go to the line quickly, Penguin are going to have a nice big stacked lineup here. One of the best lineups certainly across the entire state. Roberts, Collins, Shepherds galore, Haywoods galore.
Yep. Yes, McCulloch gets the first to go.
So it'll be very interesting to see how that plays. Meanwhile, for the Kings, it looks like Maddie Stratzma is able to get a game in after work.
Yes. She's
over on the bench there. But that'll just about wrap us up for this one. Final play. Yep. Smithton just getting down the floor.
So New looking for that opening, goes up and gets
closes it out. So the final score will be 59-46. BTAS, after fighting through a very tough start to this one, and certainly a tough start to their third term after a blitzing defensive effort, have come away 59-46 with this one, Ronnie, and that's good to see the BTAS girls get a win on the board.
Yeah, it is. That game opened up in the second half, as we mentioned, and once BTAS finally got that more of a 5-6 point lead, then it was we found that Smithton found harder to come back. But credit to Smithton, who really grinded out in that first half, and they're kind of a real kind of grind, defensive kind of scrappy kind of team that's going to make you work a little bit harder to get those points. And in the end, BTAS able to find their way through and the game open up for them. Once that game opened up, then it was, the floodgates opened there a little bit and a little bit more scoring happening, which is what we wanted to see. So, good win for the BTAS high performance team. That's will take some confidence into the second round in a fortnight's time.
So that'll do us for this one. We've got less than 5 minutes before the main attraction of the day starts. We'll take a short break and then we'll be back with Kingston versus Penguin.